You can have fun by skipping rocks. Me and my friends like skipping rocks. It's really fun. I get to throw rocks in the water. I can throw rocks into the ocean. Like skipping rocks. You could just come and skip rocks. I like hanging out with my friends, like skipping rocks.
Welcome to Talk of the Bay. I'm Christine Barrington. You may be thinking that our story tonight is about how children fall in love with skipping rocks, but that would be missing the bigger truth. Rock skipping is one of the many ways children discover their connection to the natural world. And building ecological awareness and a connection to the San Lorenzo River watershed is one of the core goals of the Coastal Watershed Council's Watershed Rangers education program, which connects, inspires, and empowers Santa Cruz County youth to explore and protect their local watersheds through meaningful hands-on learning and action. Offering their programs at many schools and various organizations around the county, the Watershed Rangers program teaches through field trips, youth river health days, and in-classroom scientific investigation. Through these experiences, students across the county are increasing their awareness of local environmental issues and how they can be a part of the solution. Feeling curious, I decided to pop in on 2 of these field trip excursions right at the river's edge. One with young students from Bayview Elementary and another with those from Gault School. The wind was fierce and wild on both occasions, but I was able to capture some audio glimpses into what the children are learning. And I want to thank program leaders Sam Adelson and Maria Rocha for inviting me to join the Watershed Rangers at their special spot on the inboard side of the San Lorenzo River levee to see what it's like to be a part of this special program. Well, it's just a beautiful day out here with the Watershed Rangers. There's ducks and a beautiful breeze blowing through the plants along the banks of the river. And the children are having a great time playing in the sand and throwing rocks and stacking rocks and learning about why the San Lorenzo River is important to our coastal watershed. I snuck over to hear what Sam was telling the children about the special happenings during their time together this day.
We're going to spend our last field trip at the San Lorenzo River trying to accomplish 3 goals.
We've got a roly-poly.
Goal number 1 is, if you wish to contribute your thoughts for the K-Squid radio interviews, that's something we'll be doing. And so our positive voices can be on the radio to help everyone else in our community have positive behavior at the river. The second thing we're going to be doing is offering you the opportunity to not only speak about the San Lorenzo River, but to do a cleanup along the San Lorenzo River. We'll be down at our little private beach where we hang out a lot. We're going to head up and over. We'll do interviews, we'll do cleanup, and we'll have some time to do some free play. I know lots of you know about building sandcastles at the river. I know lots of you know about tossing sticks or skipping rocks or stacking rocks or carving your name in the sand with a stick. So that's how we'll spend the next hour or so. You can follow me. We're going to head the same way we always head, up and over the Riverwalk path, and enjoy our time at the San Lorenzo River.
Quite a few of the children said yes to the invitation to share their voices on air, so let's hear what some of them had to say. What do you like best about the Watershed Rangers?
We got to learn new things of protecting the San Lorenzo River, and we get to come and visit here, and we get to do some activities.
Yeah, it's pretty fun, huh? Yeah, it's nice to be out under the sky and on the beach. Well, thank you for talking to me, Jade. And what is your name?
Eric.
Hi, Eric. What's the best thing about coming down to the river?
I like hanging out with my friends, like skipping rocks, stacking rocks, and learning more about the San Lorenzo River.
What else have you learned being in the Watershed Rangers?
No, I learned about knowing that the pollution, like trash, can hurt like wild animals, like cigarette butts, also making your pets sick.
That's right. Those are really important things to know. I'm so glad you know it.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. My name is Daniela. I like to be here because I like to clean the ocean so all the animals can stay safe.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. You were saying something about the turtles. What about the sea turtles?
To save the turtles and save each animal that's in the ocean. And did you know we can protect our turtles by keeping our river clean? Make sure only rain goes down the storm drain.
Yeah, we want to make sure that only rain goes down the storm drain.
Yes.
Hi, my name is Carlos. I'm a Watershed Ranger. You can learn about the San Lorenzo River by following Coastal Watershed Council on Instagram and Facebook, or be a volunteer.
Very good, thank you.
I got my hands wet.
And that was your idea. You came up with that on your worksheet prep that you did?
Yeah.
That's really smart. It's very true. We can learn a lot by following them on social media. Well, the children get pretty excited being together out under the open sky, and it's quite infectious to feel their energy. Their learning impressed me, and I wandered over to Sam to see what his thoughts were about these bright and energized beings.
Ooh, I know that. Oftentimes being out here is just kind of a sensory overload, and they want to either chill, or sometimes we have art projects and to have simultaneous radio interviews and a cleanup going on. And then obviously the stars of the show, not the students, but the rocks of the San Lorenzo River.
The rocks
are so popular. They've got a stack of looks like almost 8 balanced on top of each other right now.
Yeah, they're good at the rock stacking. It's very artistic.
Practicing their baseball swings with driftwood, making splashes. The attempt is always to stay dry, but usually at least one kid comes back with a little too much of the San Lorenzo River on them. But, that's a memory that will last them into the evening until they change into some dry socks. And hopefully those memories that are going to last for years and years. These kids are probably going to be in Watershed Rangers again next year, and maybe the year after that, and maybe even into middle school. And then outside of the Watershed Rangers program, hopefully continuing to share the messages that they've learned with their friends and family and protecting the ecosystem day to day, whether that's at home or at school or beyond. It's really impressive.
And how long has the program, the Watershed Rangers, been happening?
I believe the Watershed Rangers program has been going for over a decade. I've been working with the Watershed Rangers program for about 5 years now, and had the chance to see a lot of these students grow up and teach each other and teach their parents, and bringing parents to events at school and learning that, saving water is just one really easy, simple thing that we can do. And planting plants is maybe a little bit more of an investment, but really worthwhile. And even some students have talked about building rain gardens at home, or learning how to have pollinators and butterflies visiting their homes.
Right.
So it's great
small
stepping
things,
stones.
but really important awarenesses to have. And when they enter into your heart when you're young, they really stay there. Do you remember going on nature field trips when you were in school?
Growing up outside of Los Angeles, I really don't have any recollections of programs like this being offered, or at least not really taking advantage of it. And I'm lucky to now be living those experiences that I might have missed as a kid, and helping these students develop not only a love for nature, but feeling empowered to know that they, even though they're in elementary school and they aren't PhDs with lab coats, they are scientists, and they can put their heart to anything and make a difference, whether that's for nature or for protecting their school or their family or a church group or a scouts group, whatever it is that they can invest their time and energy into. Can make a big change. I grew up, playing in my yard and getting dirty and riding my BMX bike around the neighborhood. And as an outdoors kid, even though I might not have been in environmental education programs, really impacted me and certainly contributed to where I am today, being a watershed science teacher and getting these kids out and helping them fall in love with the San Lorenzo River.
The San Lorenzo was once a wild river brimming with salmon and steelhead, and spreading its waters far and wide in the occasional natural flooding that all rivers go through. Many decades ago, the river's downtown path was channeled by the levee we see today. And for many, including myself, the levee can make it easy to overlook this important natural habitat. So I was grateful for the chance to be down at the water's inboard edge, where I learned permits are actually required for access.
One aspect of the Riverwalk and levee system is that with this inboard side of the levee, you actually do need a permit to access the river's edge down here in downtown Santa Cruz.
Wait, say that again. Who needs a permit? Anyone?
Anyone who wants to come down from the Riverwalk on the inboard side of the levee to the water's edge needs a permit. Part of that is because there are possibilities to get hurt down here, and it's not really necessarily a patrolled place. So if you were to slip and fall hurt your ankle or worse, that could be an issue. And we also want to respect the police department and the Parks and Rec department who don't allow people to camp or spend the night down here at the river. And so they have this protocol in place that anyone who wants to come to the river's edge in downtown Santa Cruz does need to go through the Parks department.
Without a permit, but in the company of those who do have one, I bumped into Maria Rocha, a Watershed Ranger program teacher who shared a little bit about what the children can learn even through really ordinary activities.
So we give them like little snacks during the time that we get here. So they've learned that goes in the trash, it shouldn't go in the recycling, because if it goes into the recycling, like the little wrappers, all of it goes into the trash. So that way they're protecting nature.
Learning important stuff. One idea that particularly struck me about the Watershed Rangers program is its vision to uplift youth empowerment. They want students to recognize their full potential and their valuable contributions to the community. So a focus is placed not on the future potential of youth, but on demonstrating how they can make a difference and contribute today. So let's hear a few more of the young voices who are doing just that.
My name is Brian, and I'm a part of the Santa Cruz Watershed Rangers. Did you know native plants help trap pollution? Plants more plants for cleaning San Lorenzo River.
That's right. When we plant native plants, it helps keep it clean, right?
Yeah.
And then having a cleaner river helps all kinds of life, right?
Yeah. Like turtles, all the animals that are in the river help.
What do you love about coming down to the river?
You could just come and skip rocks, clean up garbage, have fun with your friends, and yeah. Hi, I'm Danny, and I work for the Watershed Rangers.
And what do you like about coming down to the river?
Like, you can have fun by skipping rocks, so you can go swimming in the river too.
Tell me something that you learned by being in this program.
By keeping the San Lorenzo River clean, you can protect animals like steelhead trout.
My name is Angel.
Hey, and what is it that you like about coming down to the river?
They're really fun, and I can throw rocks into the ocean.
The rock throwing is very popular. And what have you learned about the river by hanging out with all the Watershed Rangers?
It looks really dirty, but it's actually not.
It looks dirty, but it's not, right?
Yeah.
It's got a lot of life.
And then there's a lot of sea glass.
And there's a lot of sea glass.
Since the San Lorenzo River goes into the ocean, we can protect sea otters when we keep the river clean.
After-school programs have been proven to improve academic performance, reduce risky behaviors, promote physical health, and provide a safe, structured environment for children. The Coastal Watershed Council's after-school programs engage youth in their natural backyard and create opportunities for them to examine their connection with their local watersheds. So thanks to generous donors and support from the city of Santa Cruz, there are opportunities to join the Watershed Rangers all year round, not only through the schools, but also through extracurricular venues.
We work with quite a few community partners here, the Boys and Girls Club in downtown Santa Cruz, Nueva Vista Community Group, which is down in our Beach Flats neighborhood next to the boardwalk. We've worked with Santa Cruz City Schools over the summer as well. So in addition to leading these after-school programs that we're at with our fourth grade friends today, we have chances to bring those students back to the river in the summertime and then visiting their in-school classrooms, working with their teachers during the school year. So for some of these students, they get Watershed Rangers in the classroom, then Watershed Rangers after school, and then Watershed Rangers during the summer.
Wow.
And repeat that for 3 or 4 or 5 or more years. They get the chance to learn so much more about the San Lorenzo River and spend so much more time at the San Lorenzo River than almost anyone in Santa Cruz.
With all these opportunities to discover and learn, the young people of this county build connections to their watersheds in ways that are personally relevant to them. They build knowledge of scientific concepts, and they understand impacts to the health of a watershed, and they're sure to keep us grown-ups informed. So let's listen in for a few more voices and what they had to share.
My name is Jaime. I'm in the 4th grade. It's really fun. I get to throw rocks in the water, and I like to find sea glass.
And what have you learned about the river by coming into this program and coming here once a week?
I learned that steelhead trout eggs start at a river or a pond, and then they start to go older until they go into the ocean.
It's cool, huh, to learn about the life of the steelhead trout.
Yep.
Well, thank you so much for talking to me, Jaime. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Plants native plants at the river or at home, so there will be more butterflies and bees.
What's your name?
Ernesto?
Hi, Ernesto. What do you like about coming down to the river?
It has rocks that I can stack. There's a bunch of animals. Me and my friends like skipping rocks.
Skipping rocks? Yep. So what have you learned about the river by being in the Watershed Rangers?
Did you know you can help the San Lorenzo River by using less chemicals? We can protect our environment.
Thank you. That's right. By using less chemicals, we protect the environment.
Years for like 4 years or something. I remember working with you like even maybe from like 1st or 2nd grade.
I think kinder.
Maybe even from kindergarten. And
Wow.
you've helped us plant native plants
First.
down at the river.
Mm-hmm.
You've done cleanups at the river. Have you made posters and passed them out downtown?
I think I have.
What's the thing you like most about coming down to the river?
Like skipping rocks, getting to play like get to play and stuff.
Yeah. It's nice to play by a river, isn't it?
Yeah.
As our time by the river drew to a close, it seemed like a good idea to check in one last time with Sam. So, what have you learned from being with all these children over the years?
I've learned that these students are really creative and have really scientific minds. They love having fun, which isn't really much of a surprise. But these students have also absorbed information about the San Lorenzo River from different channels, and some of that information isn't accurate. We have had a lot of students show up, and today, looking at the river, the water looks pretty brown and green, and it doesn't look super clear. And something I share with the kids is that if you painted the bottom of a swimming pool brown or green, the water's going to look brown or green. And when the students get up close to look at the water, they're shocked at how clear it is. And beyond just looking at the water, we use transparency tubes to physically quantify and measure how clear the water is. And the water can be clearer than these students are tall. Meters and meters of crystal clear water. Students also understandably express concerns about issues of people experiencing homelessness along the river and how it might be dangerous and how we shouldn't be visiting this space. And by bringing them out here to see, these days it's super clean. I don't see an encampment or any signs of an encampment anywhere around here.
It is super
I see
clean.
positive behavior. I see people walking and smiling and biking on the Riverwalk right now. And we can only hope that these students bring those messages back home to share with their family and their friends and their neighbors that, the Riverwalk is awesome. It's Santa Cruz's longest park. There's a 5-mile bike or run or walk or skateboard or scooter or stroll that's lined by this beautiful river with wildlife. Together, this group has seen osprey, we've seen sea lions and seals, we've seen fish, we've seen herons and egrets, we've seen kingfishers, we've seen the bald eagle that resides in the large eucalyptus down at the river mouth. So we have just seen some incredible wildlife here. And if it wasn't for these kids, I probably wouldn't be out here as often either. So
Right.
I thank them for these cool observations and nature connections that I get to have through Watershed Rangers too.
I learned so much from and with the Watershed Rangers. Some like to say that learning is a reward in itself, but the Rangers get a little extra treat for all the work they've put in learning over the year. There's a pizza party next week.
Yeah, it's a way to celebrate them like participating in our program for like 10 to 12 weeks. And it's just like a kind of like a thinking. We get to go over like what we've learned, have like that time to just like celebrate them and all their progress, you know, being at the river, learning how to care for it.
I want to thank the Coastal Watershed Council for reminding me that we all live in a watershed and we can all make a difference no matter our age. The Watershed Rangers education program inspires children at an early age, and it gets into their heart and souls the importance of being conservationists and caring for the environment that we know and love. If you ever want to learn more about the San Lorenzo River watershed, who are you going to call? Well, thank you for joining me on this wonderful field trip to the river's edge with these curious and engaged young scientists. If you would like to learn more about the Watershed Rangers program, visit coastal-watershed.org. That's coastal-watershed.org. That is the Coastal Watershed Council's website, and there is much more information there to learn about how this important organization is working hard to protect our watershed through education and hands-on action. I'm Christine Barrington with Talk of the Bay. Tune in every weekday at 5 p.m. for stories about what makes the Central Coast the extraordinary region that it is. And we'll be back with more right after this short break.